Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the S&P 500 followed by the Nasdaq100 and the Dow Jones 30 futures chart. Starting off here with the S&P 500 futures chart on Thursday, so the second last trading session of the week. We currently find ourselves trading down at 4,451, but that doesn't really tell you much of a story. At the lows of today's trading session, we did briefly go and touch a very supportive area down at 4,430, and we did manage to find support. And this is an area where I did say was my target area going into this week when we were trading all the way up at 4,515. I'm glad to say that we've now gone and hit my target area, and this is an area now where I do expect the bulls to take back control and for us to trade back up towards the yearly highs here up at around 4,600. Is this going to happen within the next week or so? Probably not. I think it's more of a story going into the month of October, but I do believe that this is going to be one of your last opportunities to buy the S&P 500 this low before we do have a rip your face off rally going into the last 3 months of this year, which is October, November, and December, of course. And then moving over to the Nasdaq100, very similar to the S&P 500, we went back tested the 50-day EMA. This is a fantastic opportunity now to start buying the Nasdaq100 here, as I do believe as we go into the next couple of months, we are going to see a rip your face off rally where the Nasdaq100 goes and targets its previous all-time highs up at around 17,000. So I really like this space, despite a lot of the negative media that you're going to see. Just want to quickly touch on the negative media. I've seen stories like yesterday going around that one of NVIDIA's largest clients is actually a dummy company, and in fact, all of the demand for its AI chips is actually false. It's a fraud. And of course, this morning I've woken up to Apple trading down around 5% at the open, and this was on reports that the Chinese government are now going to have some sort of ban for iPhones in China. And of course, that's obviously what's caused a lot of the deterioration in the market prices. And this is exactly what I have expected to see, especially in the month of September, because the fact of the matter is, team, that if you speak to any financial advisors who work for any big hedge funds or banks, they will tell you that this year has been horrible, despite the Nasdaq 100 trading up around 50% up at the swing highs. But still, year to date, we're up around 45% here for the Nasdaq 100. If we just quickly go over to the S&P 500, we know we're up around just shy of 20%. There we go, we're up around 27% since those lows back in October. But if we took it back to January, we're up around 17% for the year. And the reason why so many of these financial advisors have had such a bad year so far is because they missed the run in tech. They missed some of the big stocks like Nvidia, like AMD, like Microsoft, Apple, the list goes on, Google. They missed it all. And, as we approach the end of this year, they are obviously, they're going to have to present their performance at the end of the year to their clients. And if their clients find out that they don't own any of the big names such as Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, for example, then their clients are going to move their money, meaning taking it out of that one hedge fund and putting it into another, which has caught this rip your face off rally so far this year. So this means that this is now positioning very well for a catch-up trade as we work our way into Q4 2023, which historically, in a pre-election year, is a very bullish 3-month period for the stock market. So that's exactly what I expect to see. I expect, this month to see some very negative headlines, which are going to potentially spook the market for the 10-year to be testing up near, yearly highs, and that's exactly what's happening. And this just creates a fantastic opportunity for those type of institutional investors that have missed a run so far to participate in this market at a much better price before this rip your face rally commences going into the end of this year. So expect to see some more negative headlines, but don't let it spook you. I'm a buyer here. I have been a buyer this whole year. I've had so many people come onto YouTube and comment that there's going to be a massive market crash, even back before the S&P 500 broke by 4,200. In this period here, I had numerous watchers who were telling me that the markets are about to crash and going all the way down to 2,000. Guess what? It didn't happen. And the exact same is going on around here. I've got investors telling me that the market's about to crash. I think it's all a load of rubbish, and I think what's really going to happen is that we are going to see the market trade back up towards the all-time highs here for the S&P 500, which sit at around 4,800. So I see this as a fantastic and potential final opportunity to buy this dip here in the indices before we do see a rip your face catch-up rally. Rip your face off rally as we do enter into Q4 2023. And then finally, guys, just looking at the Dow Jones 30 again, I've said it for the last couple of sessions now, this technically is the best setup for me, in my own humble opinion. We continue to create a series of high highs and higher lows. We're now about to test this uptrend line once again, and I do believe that we trade up towards the swing highs, the yearly highs, in fact, for the DowJones30 this year, which sits at around 35,628. So I would definitely be accumulating at these lower prices. But just to conclude for today's video, expect to see more negative headlines, spurring a lot of drama around the market, some negative drama that being. But all that's really going to do is create a nice dip in the markets, which allows you guys at home to, take advantage of perhaps a final dip before we do see a rip your face off rally going into Q4 2023. On that note, guys, if any of you would like to join my Signal team, it's free of charge for 1 month. And make sure you scan this QR code on your screen. It'll take you to my website where you can sign up. It takes 10 seconds. And if you don't enjoy the service, then you can cancel at any time. There's no catches whatsoever. And also, this is where you will also receive my daily market research, which I post prior to the US markets opening.